Hey, it's Cliff again. Today's video is about how, when all the robots take all our jobs and automation takes over all human labor, it could cause some problems for the economy. Of course, it would be a good thing for the profit margins of companies at the beginning, but once nobody has jobs, well, those profit margins would be non existent. And there'd be massive social unrest and revolution and shit within the next 20 to 30 years. So, that's the worst case scenario. But I think robots taking human jobs actually has a lot of benefits because it would be good if the economy was strong and everybody had like robots doing everything for them. And as Moore's law in computing is growing exponentially, human labor will be abolished by automation robots. So, how can we have our cake and eat it too? How can we have all our jobs replaced by robots and have the economy not be abolished and not have some type of totalitarian, like communist shit where there's no motivation to go forward in life and people get depressed? And that's not good for the economy either, historically speaking. We know that. So, what's the solution? Well, I suggest that the federal government um, set up a system where, in this year's 2015 and the 2015, set up a system where we they purchase a whole shitload of index funds. Index funds are like mutual funds, but they're better. They follow the economy and they're less subjected to fees and they're less subjected to speculation. They follow the economy. So I think the federal government in 1 year should quadruple the federal deficit, maybe even by 5 times, but put all of that money into buying index funds. And so within 10 years, we could start putting the dividends towards completely restoring Social Security, and then set up a system when robots start replacing human jobs, a system that will do an automated payout to all the American citizens. That would be the first step. Social Security and automated payments. The second step would be to put a portion of that percentage of that money to pay down the national debt within 15 years, within 20 years from now, 20 to 30 years from now. And then the third step is all excess dividends after the initial setup would, after the initial payment of the national debt, would be all the excess dividends would be paid to the American public as spending money, because the more money that the public spends in the economy, the better the economy does. And we could also abolish taxes, which would further grow the economy. The next step after that would be to put a portion of payments of the dividends, maybe a constitutional, once they have all the settings in place, maybe a constitutional amendment where, to stop the federal government from spending this money. Maybe a portion, 10%, could go to the federal government for spending, and also abolish their ability to raise taxes, and a constitutional amendment so that this 10% of the dividends goes to every level of government and there's no more taxes of any form in the entire economy.